Elohe. That's right, I'm fluent in Pig Latin. Mye Lerte.
And I'm Melissa.
And you're watching The Dish,
America's top entertainment news television show.
And by America, we mean America Ferrera.
And by America Ferrera, we mean the head of Emerson's chapter of the America Ferrera Fan Club.
Which happens to be me.
Regardless, we're here to give you the best insights into what's going on in television, movies, and maybe music. Hopefully music.
And we're always here to spill the tea.
The metaphorical tea, that is, because there are no liquids in studio.
And you know what else isn't allowed in studio?
What?
Co-hosts, apparently.
That's right. Our producers have just informed us that only one host can remain on The Dish next season.
So it's up to you, America Ferrera, our only important viewer, to vote on who The Dish's host will be next semester.
And all our other viewers, who I believe are just as important, if not more important, than America Ferrera, who definitely watches this show.
You're such a kiss-up, Melissa.
Ad hominem attacks and isolating viewers, voters, are not the way to win an election, Tyler.
Well...
Let's just start hot takes now. Actor Brie Larson shared a promotional photo from her upcoming film, Captain Marvel, to encourage fans to go out and vote. Unbeknownst to her, she may have been encouraging another behavior. Observant fans noticed a phone number in the background of the picture and decided to call it. And what would be on the other side but America's hottest sex line? Guess that's right, even superheroes get lonely sometimes. The number actually used to belong to Disney and was used for the fictional hotel from The Suite Life of Zack and Cody. So go ahead and give the Tipton a call. We've heard the good times never stop.
In sports news, the Red Sox won the World Series, beating the Dodgers 5-1 in Dodger Stadium. Boston fans were so excited about their victory that they took to the streets and began to vandalize the city. Because nothing says I love my team more than whipping beer cans at each other and breaking streetlights.
It could be worse. At least no one ate shit this year.
Geez, the bar's set really low on this one.
Bee removal experts in Texas were called to a shuttered supermarket to remove a 14-foot hive housing hundreds of thousands of bees. Why don't we just give the bees Texas? That'll solve global warming.
In related news, the UN says the ozone is healing and the hole over the Antarctic should be closed by the 2060s. And all it cost us was the state of Texas.
Simone Biles became the first American ever to win a medal in every event at the World Championships. She's accomplished more firsts than a YouTube commenter. At this point, it's unclear if she'll be going to the Olympics in 2020 or if she'll be running for president.
Nintendo is releasing a Pokeball Plus along with Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu, and Eevee. The Pokeball Plus gives the users special bonuses that will help players advance in the semi-popular free mobile app Pokemon Go. An advance being given to those with disposable income? I smell capitalism.
Arizona woman Myrtis Jewel Painter got to celebrate her 106th birthday at her favorite location, Taco Bell. Painter has been a regular at her local Taco Bell for the past 8 years. Doctors are studying how she has managed to eat Taco Bell daily and live past 100. Well, anyway, happy birthday, Myrtis. Enjoy your Baja Blast.
Chrissy Teigen and John Legend showed off their Halloween costumes on Instagram, dressing up as UK royalty, Queen Elizabeth, and Prince Philip. It's the best Queen Elizabeth has ever looked, and the youngest Prince Philip has ever been.
We had our own matching costumes. I was the lamp.
And I was the moth. Recently, Post Malone announced that he would be partnering with Crocs to release a brand new Croc collection. These new collection of Crocs sold out in 10 minutes. These Posty Crocs will feature several Jibbitz charms modeled after his Stay Away tattoo, his Smiley Devil logo, and an eyeball. What do you think those Crocs smell like? Like a weird plastic damp smell? Or more like a specific Feet Emerson dining hall stank?
Ignoring Tyler's obsession with Post Malone and feet, House of Cards recently returned for its 6th and final season, minus Kevin Spacey. Big congrats to Netflix for managing to make the season almost as much of a dumpster fire on acid as Trump's presidency. Almost.
Ellen DeGeneres said goodbye to the vests and hello to the breasts this Halloween. The beloved talk show host kicked off her special by stumbling out of a luxury car and introducing herself as Kalelili with 4 L's from The Bachelor. When Ellen posted the picture, fans of the show tried to guess who she was. Top guesses included Charo and Mariah Carey. Personally, I would have gone with Melissa.
Hey!
What? She looks like she was having fun. Sadly, Kaleli did not get the man or the rose, but we have a feeling she prefers another kind of flower anyway. In strange news, shoppers at a Texas Goodwill store got a little surprised when they found a live boa constrictor snake in a donation bin.
I'd rather find a reptile in the bin than that hideous outfit Tyler is sporting.
Oh really? Coming from you?
Yeah, that's a dumb shirt.
It's from Express.
Maybe you should strangle your stylist.
I don't even have a stylist.
That just proves my point.
Wrap it up.
Will Smith is a vlogger now. You heard it right. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air has taken to vlogging his latest adventures, from bungee jumping to offering his own bits of Will Smith wisdom.
And we all know Melissa needs all the wisdom she can get. Maybe Will could teach you how to vlog, you know, since you'll be out of a job next season.
Good news for royally broke bitches. Fashion Nova is now selling wedding dresses for only $45. And not just any dress, but a replica of Meghan Markle's priceless, custom-made reception dress. Making no excuses, the gown is called the Royal Debut Dress on their website. But all you cheap bitches can put down your laptops now because it's already sold out.
Would it be terrible to say I actually prefer the Fashion Nova dress?
Well, it explains your fashion choices, among other things.
A restaurant worker tested positive for Hep A, and they put it on the news. I guess Melissa isn't the only one who likes spreading other people's shit around.
After 10 months, New Jersey man suspected of dropping dirty diapers 3 times a week is finally caught. Sounds like you'll have to find a new dumping ground. Well, look no further, because we have your own dumpster right here in the studio. But before you pick him up, let's go to a commercial.
It's really difficult to say what I'm proudest of in my career. I think maybe I'm proudest of the fact that I meet so many people who say to me, "Gee, Stan, I've been reading your things since I was very young." So many people walk up and say, "I just want to thank you for all the enjoyment you've brought." Years ago, when I was writing all these comics, I always felt I was really wasting time. I felt, okay, so I'm making a living, we're selling comics. I've started realizing, to most people, the most important thing is being entertained, getting pleasure out of something. And I figured maybe what I'm doing isn't really unimportant. Maybe entertainment is one of the most important things, because there are so many bad things in the world that if you can entertain somebody for a while, it's a good thing. So I think I'm proudest of the fact that maybe some of the things I've done have entertained people. You know, I guess one person can make a difference. Enough said.
From all of us here at The Dish, we thank you, Stan Lee, for creating worlds that loved and accepted us when our worlds didn't.
Thank you for creating relatable and flawed characters that we will always treasure. You have reminded us that this competition just isn't worth it. Melissa and I have loved our time at The Dish, and we truly wish the best to whoever gets to be the host.
With that said, let's hear from our film correspondent.
Hi, I'm Noah Bender, and let's see what's coming up in the world of movies. Tyler Perry says he plans to retire his infamous Medea character by next year, saying, "It's time for me to kill that old bitch. I'm tired, man. I don't want to be her age playing her." Perry has been donning a wig, makeup, and dress to play the tough-talking elderly black woman in 10 stage plays and 10 movies. And it looks like a Medea family funeral will be the last. That old broad is finally gonna die. Well, you can't kill what's already dead, but you can retire what's already killed comedy as we know it. Rest in peace, you funky auntie. We'll say hallelujah when you're gone. The 2019 star-studded adaptation of Little Women was shot in Boston this past season, which meant our streets were flooded with big names in 19th century period dress. I wasn't quite lucky enough to catch a glimpse of Meryl, Queen, but I did in fact see her stunt double monologuing outside Faneuil Hall. Wait a minute, that was just a homeless woman now that I think of it. My bad. On second thought, perhaps I shouldn't have taken a selfie with her and said how much I loved her in Sophie's Choice. I really should have taken a cue when she started spitting at me. Looking back, there's a lot of things I would do differently in my life. Well, even though Disney is currently the king of the box office, they are not immune from a big misfire. With a $130 million budget and a $20 million opening, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms is shaping up to be one of 2018's biggest bombs. It can't be any worse, however, than my legendary student film, Butt Smacker and the Sore Phlegms. Maybe Universal will pick up my magnum opus. Then again, perhaps not. With sugar plum fairies and rat armies galore in the land of sweets, this movie is not so much a long departure from the original Nutcracker ballet. It is still about a young girl named Clara who is gifted a locked egg from her deceased mother and sets out into a magical land on a heroic journey to retrieve the key. The production design of the supernatural winterscape is spectacular, but there is not enough color and CGI magic in the world to make up for a slow, inconsistent, and uninspired story. Yet another formulaic Disney cash grab thwarted. Too bad. Somebody once told me that Shrek would be rebooted, but I never believed them. Until now. Yes, Shrek is out for more money, aka a new Shrek, aka more money. Reports are that Shrek, new and improved, will feature the same original voice cast and somehow neither be a sequel nor a remake. That's just like when you recycle an old essay word for word and only change the date at the top. Sorry, prof. Personally, I don't care so much, just as long as we get another earworm from Smash Mouth to go along with it. Maybe I should be careful what I wish for. The last time I listened to All Star all the way through, it whipped me into a violent frenzy where I destroyed an entire supermarket produce aisle with my bare hands and feet. Many pears pummeled and squashes squashed. But alas, I have a hunch that this stems from some other personal issues. I need help. Well, moving on, Jonah Hill recently made his directorial debut with the nostalgic coming-of-age skate film Mid-90s. It follows the 13-year-old Stevie as he begins to hang out with an older group of skateboarders while living in 1990s Los Angeles. The movie is a bona fide period piece, recreating perfectly the aesthetics and styles of the 90s, all the way down to baggy pants and frosted tips. This movie speaks to the rebel in all of us and our need for camaraderie. I always wish I could skate, or at least hang out with the cool skaters, or even hang out with the kids who hung out with the ones who hung out with them, or the kids who hung out with the kids who hung out with them who hung out with the kids who hung out with the skaters. I guess I'm just looking for anybody to be my friend. Okay, well, on that sad note, let's throw it over to our buddy, Jack, with the update on TV.
Hello everyone, I'm Jack Cunningham, and Noah, we're just Facebook friends. In TV news, the sitcom Fuller House has been renewed for a 4th season, but speculation suggests that it may be the series' last. When asked why, John Stamos said, "This goddamn house is getting too full. Last week I was sitting on the toilet when Kimmy suddenly busts in, then all I hear is laughter, but I don't know what's so funny." Stamos has also recently been checked into Los Angeles' medical clinic after jerking it off to the show he works on. You can't make this up, folks. That puts his Oikie's yogurt ads into a whole new light. Speaking of season 4, the 4th season of Breaking Bad's spin-off Better Call Saul has come to a close. The ending leaves fans wondering what will come next for the anti-hero Jimmy McGill as he slowly descends into the con artist lawyer we all love. When asked if he thinks the show will receive another Emmy, showrunner Vince Gilligan just laughed and patted the journalist on the head. He then opened his trunk, which proceeded to overflow with Emmy statues. The journalist then apologized for asking such a ridiculous question. In other Emmy Award-winning show news, Game of Thrones is getting a prequel. HBO has yet to mention what the prequel will be about, but writer George R.R. Martin stated that there will be action, death, and lots of nudity. He then sat silently licking his lips for a solid minute. Naomi Watts was also been casted in the prequel. When asked if she was a fan of Game of Thrones, she said, "That show is for dorks." Her publicist then whispered to her that she was actually cast in the prequel. Naomi backtracked by saying, "Oh, that Game of Thrones. No, that's fantastic. I love the Hobbit guy who keeps trying to steal the ring." I'll be honest, I'd be more annoyed, but come on, it's Naomi Watts. Adam Sandler has recently put out a new stand-up special on Netflix. After years of throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks, Sandler tried something that he's never done before. Actually being funny. That's right, apparently the special's a real hoot, which has led to some question whether what we're seeing is actually real. Given the state of the world right now, it's not unreasonable for me to say, I literally have no idea what the fuck is going on anymore. In other Netflix news, Hasan Minhaj's new show, Patriot Act, recently released on Netflix, and he wastes no time, as the first episode dives into the complex issue of America's reliance on oil. It's a fine show, but some worry that despite the quality, the show may not run past one season. Based on Netflix trends, we'll probably see a fantastic first season, followed by immediate cancellation. Because literally every talk show has failed on Netflix. Every single one. But perhaps Hasan will break the mold and pull in the ratings to keep him on air. And if not, well, in a world where you've got guys like Stephen Colbert, Trevor Noah, John Oliver, Samantha Bee, Jordan Klepper, Seth Meyers, Anthony Adamuka, Jim Jeffries, Alec Baldwin, Amanda Wolf, and D.L. Hewley, all doing the same political comedy, you might be forgiven if there's a bit of oversaturation. And finally, the fantastic show Marvelous Miss Maisel has come to season 2 on Amazon Prime, and goddamn, I'm excited for it. The only problem is it's owned by Amazon, which is owned by Jeff Bezos. Now listen, say what you will about Baldy, doesn't pay his taxes, doesn't pay his workers enough, fucks over his competition, he's kind of a tool, he looks like Dr. Evil, or he's just not a very good tipper. All that being true, I still fucking love Amazon. I know I'm the problem, but when you got a company that gives me both overnight shipping and amazing content, I just gotta fold. Rachel Brosnahan, she's just too good. Anyways, on that note, let's move over to music.
Oh, hi, didn't see you there. Hi, Dish denizens. Welcome back to Music with Matt. Hi, I'm Matt. So folks, shall we hop right into things? You can't answer me, because I'm talking to a camera right now. This is a completely one-sided conversation, and you have no control. Vince Staples' latest work, FM, has dropped. Shall we call it FM exclamation point, or FM, or FM? You tell me. No matter what way you say it, FM is yet another masterwork from Staples, who is pretty new to the scene. Hailing from Long Beach, California, Staples' distinctly West Coast flavored rap is a riot, but he never shies away from the violence and fear he experienced living under the shadow of gangs. And yes, this is the same Vince Staples who famously stated on Twitter, the national anthem doesn't even slap. Staples' new album is only 22 minutes long, which means it's 3 times shorter than Drake's Scorpion and 3 times more meaningful. Of course, Kiki Do You Love Me is a bit more memeable than Staples' quote, "My black is beautiful, but I'll still shoot at you." So it's doubtful that FM will get the same kind of coverage as Scorpion. In other words, please listen to this album instead of blasting God's Plan for the millionth time. In other news, Imagine Dragons has released a new single, Machine. As of now, the Dragons have not yet stated whether the single was named after the gay nightclub in Boston popular among Emersonians. Just for the record, I did not actually listen to this new song because I treat my ears like a temple. While we've been paying attention to Kanye's Trump antics and Drake's baby daddy drama, Cardi B has been waiting patiently in the corner, preparing to take the throne like the Daenerys Targaryen of rap. If you're wondering what's on Cardi's mind, the title of her new single gives you a hint. Money. She may be a mom now, but little baby culture can't stop her from collecting that cash. After all, those matching Lamborghinis aren't gonna pay for themselves. Now, the owner of that second Lamborghini, her husband Offset, is stepping up to the plate as well. Separate from his contributions to the rap group Migos, Offset plans to release a new album of his own. His project follows in the footsteps of Quavo and Takeoff, the two other members of Migos who released solo albums earlier this year. Cardi has gone on record saying that his new work brought her to tears twice, but personally, I couldn't care less. Migos Culture 2, their album that released earlier this year, ran almost 2 hours long, so it's not exactly like we have a lack of Offset at the moment. Aside from that, all I really know about him is that he makes Cardi worry about other girls and quote-unquote cannot vibe with the queers. In the words of Ariana Grande, thank you, next. What is thank you next, you say? Well, it's only the new viral single that Ari just dropped it. In it, she addresses the insane events going on in her life, speaking out about Mac Miller's death and her breakup with Pete Davidson. While the song is more self-love and less diss track, many fans thought her dropping the song 30 minutes before SNL aired was a dig at Davidson. I personally think celebrity drama is stupid and a waste of time, but god damn it if that song does not slap. After listening to it about 300 times, I think I'm finally ready to join the Pete Davidson is poor again celebration. Yeah, fuck you, Pete. I hope when you're working at Kmart with your stupid shitty hair dye, they'll blast her new album over the loudspeaker, and you'll be forced to listen to it over and over and over until you die your lonely, lonely death. Sorry, I got a little bit carried away there, folks. Ari, I just want to give you a hug. In other news, Carly Rae Jepsen has dropped a new single ahead of her highly anticipated album. Her new song, Party for One, is all about learning to love yourself in the aftermath of heartbreak. This is perfect for Jepsen fans because if there's anything they need to learn, it's how to be okay with being alone forever. Did I mention that I actually really like Carly Rae Jepsen? Right, what was I saying? Christmas songs. So, I know what you're thinking. Isn't it a little early for Christmas music to be coming back? My answer? It is never too early. In my utopian society, we would have the month of January to take a break from Christmas music, and it would start to play immediately following Valentine's Day. Just know, if you pass by my dorm anytime in the coming months, I will be blasting some holiday bops. Now, if you think I'm alone in this wish, let me just remind you that Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is on track to become the most popular song of all time. My current theory is that Mariah has sold her singing voice to Ursula the Sea Witch in return for eternal radio play. That's right, you heard me. When we're all long dead and the coastal United States is submerged underwater, Mariah's sweet, sweet angel voice will still be playing over the airwaves. Want my Christmas music hot take? Well, too bad. I'm talking to a camera. You can't silence me. The truth is that Last Christmas by Wham will forever be the best Christmas song, simply because it is sadder than Mariah Carey's hit. Look, y'all, all I want for Christmas is to cocoon myself in some blankets, drink hot chocolate, and revel in self-pity listening to George Michael's sweet crooning. I've been Matt Pifko, and I'm wishing you a very happy and very early holidays.
Well, I've dished about all I can dish tonight.
To dish any more just doesn't seem right.
In pop culture, we've meddled.
Our feud is now settled.
We've dished some hot takes.
And we dished on TV.
Maybe we could challenge the audience to see how fun dishing can be.
But what could they dish about?
Let's see.
On November 27th, Won't You Be My Neighbor comes to bright lights.
It's free for Emerson students.
What a delight.
Want to get in the holiday spirit down by the sea?
Swing by Seaport on November 30.
And on November 24th, something amazing comes to town.
If you see it, I'm sure you'll dish the biggest dish around.
For Michelle Obama is coming to TD Garden to have a little chat.
And with that news, we can say that is that.
So good night, cameras. Good night, crew.
Good night, writers who sleep past noon.
Good night, Katy Perry and her swish, swish, bish.
Good night, everyone. Yours truly, The Dish.